The hegemony had ruled unchallenged for 8,000 years. Empress Valina Kor watched the primitive human delegation approach her throne world with the same bored disdain she'd shown countless inferior species. The hegemony's supremacy was absolute, enforced by the Eternal Fleet, 72 moon-sized battle stations that could sterilize planets with a single volley. Your Radiance, her military advisor bowed, the humans request an audience to discuss territorial boundaries. Valina laughed, a sound like shattering crystal. They request. How adorable. Very well. We'll hear their pleas before we absorb their systems into the hegemony. It's been decades since I've expanded the empire. But the human ambassador didn't plead. Captain Marcus Kane stood before the Empress with his hands clasped behind his back, every inch the career soldier. Empress Kor, humanity claims the Orion Spur as sovereign territory. We're here to inform you that any hegemony incursion will be met with immediate military response. The throne room fell silent. Then laughter, rolling, incredulous laughter from hundreds of hegemony nobles. You threaten us? Valina leaned forward. We have conquered 400 species. Our battle stations are invincible. Our technology is millennia beyond yours. What could you possibly demonstrate? Kane interrupted, pulling out a communicator. Admiral, if you would. The skies above the throne world darkened. It started as a shadow, something massive transitioning into normal space directly above the capital. Alarms screamed throughout the palace. Defensive grids activated. Every weapon system on the planet locked onto the intruder. Then they saw it. The ship, if it could be called that, was beyond comprehension. It stretched across 50 kilometers of sky, a cathedral of weapons and armor that made hegemony battle stations. This, Kane said quietly, is the TDFS Unbroken. Terran Dreadnought class. Flagship of Earth's first fleet. Valina's tactical displays were screaming contradictions. The ship's power output was impossible. Its mass suggested gravitational collapse. The energy readings from its main cannons exceeded the output of small stars. Impossible, her advisor whispered. Our intelligence showed no such vessels. You're a young species. You shouldn't have. 53 years ago, Earth made first contact, Kane said. With the Vrykov swarm. You remember them, Empress? The species that nearly overran your border worlds 2 centuries ago before you bought them off with tribute? Valina's eyes narrowed. What of them? They found Earth. Thought we'd be easy prey. We didn't have faster-than-light travel. Didn't have energy shields. Didn't have your millennia of advanced technology. Kane's voice went cold. We had 9 billion people who refused to die, and we learned very quickly that survival requires one thing above all else: overwhelming, absolute, merciless force. The holographic display showed footage, Vrykov swarm ships, thousands of them, descending on Earth. Then humanity's response: kinetic kill vehicles dropped from orbital platforms, nuclear-pumped lasers, relativistic projectiles. The Vrykov hadn't been defeated. They'd been annihilated. We built the Unbroken from Vrykov hulls and our own desperation, Kane continued. Spent 30 years perfecting it. Then we built 59 more just like it. You've ruled the stars for 8,000 years, Empress. Humanity has been fighting for survival every day of our existence. Which do you think makes better warriors? Valina's command staff was in chaos. Tactical projections. Empress. We want what every species wants: space to live, to grow, to exist without fear. The Orion Spur is ours. Not by right of conquest, but by right of blood. We watered that soil with casualties you can't imagine. He turned to leave, then paused. Oh, an Empress. The Unbroken isn't our most powerful ship. It's just the oldest. The one with the most history. The one we send when we want to be diplomatic. What's your most powerful ship? Valina asked despite herself. Kane smiled grimly. The Unbroken has seen 30 years of combat. We named her for what she is. Our newest dreadnought has never fired its weapons in anger. We named it for what we hope, last resort. You really don't want to find out why. The Unbroken vanished from orbit as suddenly as it appeared, leaving only sensor echoes and shattered assumptions. The hegemony recognized human territorial claims that evening. Some rules, humanity proved, were only absolute until someone stronger came along. And Earth had learned long ago that survival meant becoming the strongest, or dying trying.